Hello and welcome back to another Dark Aether Easter Egg guide. Today I'm going to show you how you can complete the final Aether Easter Egg in Modern Warfare Zombies. If you've seen my other Dark Aether guides in the past, you'll know what sort of thing to expect here. Before I jump in, please make sure you're subscribed so you can help me reach my goal of 2,000 subscribers. I'm nearly there and I'm so grateful for all of your support. Okay, so Season 5 Reloaded added the final Aether Easter Egg to Zombies in what is probably the most annoying Easter egg process they've ever added in Modern Warfare 3. It's a multi-step Easter egg that will likely take you a couple of days to complete if you insist on doing this solo like I did. You're going to need 4 items, and they're special variants of items you've probably seen before. They are the Echoes of Drum, the Echoes of Giraffe Toy, and the Echoes of Locked Diary, as well as a new item, Mr. Peaks. Now before you get started, no, you don't need to complete old story missions to get these items, as the items you get from the older story missions are not the correct variants. You need the Echo version, and this is how you get all of them. So step 1 is to collect Mr. Peaks, which is the only new item we need to get. To get Mr. Peaks, all you need to do is complete the new Ascension story mission. To do that, you need to head over to the exfil icon with a star next to it in the Tier 3 zone near the small dome building. You do need to make sure that you select the mission in the main menu first as well. Interact with the portal and confirm the fast travel to the Dark Aether story mission. Now the story mission is fairly simple. You'll need to interact with 2 obelisks at opposite ends of the map, which is based in Al Mazrah City. Once you've done that, you need to then use the platforms and the man cannons to fly up to the ship in the sky. And once you're on the ship, you need to head through the teleporter and you'll be taken to the end boss fight. As long as you concentrate on the boss and you have gear for crowd control, this isn't hard to do solo, as it's technically a tier 2 zone inside the mission. Once the boss is killed, spoiler alert, a reward rift will open up and inside will be an ultra rare version of Mr. Peaks. So we can now tick off 1 of 4 items. Now time for the hard bit. You can do step 2, 3 and 4 in any order, but I'll show you in order of easiest to hardest. Step 2 is to collect the Echoes of Drum item. For this you'll need to get a Bloodburner motorbike, and you'll need to drive it along a specific course in the Tier 3 zone. To get a Bloodburner, you'll either need to find one somewhere on the map, or take the Bloodburner keys with you into a new game and use the keys to spawn a new Bloodburner bike for yourself. Now, you can take someone else's Bloodburner bike if you find one, but obviously you're probably going to make enemies if you do that. The Bloodburner keys are schematics that can be obtained from the Season 2 Dark Aether, which you can access from the portal on the big hill on the northern part of the Tier 3 island. Once you have a Bloodburner, drive it to the waterways on the eastern side of the map where you'll see some tyre marks and the Mr. Peaks toy is sat on the ground. Then all you need to do is drive the Bloodburner on the water until you get to the bridge and then go up the hill onto the road. Once you pass the burnt out car at the end, a reward rift will open up and inside will have an Echoes of Drum item for you. Step 3 requires you to get the Echoes of Locked Diary, and this particular item seems to be very bugged. All you need to do is kill 5 special zombies with an Aether Blade. The Aether Blade schematic can be unlocked by going through the portal on the small island on the south side of the Tier 3 zone. That is the Season 1 Dark Aether. So technically you should be able to kill mimics, manglers or disciples with an Aether Blade anywhere on the map, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be working very well right now. The only thing that seems to work for this item is to activate the triangles on the bridge in the Tier 2 zone near the small port area. Swim underwater and hit all 3 runes and then look at the triangle in the perfect spot. I say perfect spot because I spent probably 5 minutes trying to align it and nothing worked, so this is just going to take some trial and error here, and it is very frustrating. Once you've activated it, lots of mimics will spawn in, and I don't know what the collective term for multiple mimics are, so let's just say it's a gaggle of mimics appear. Now you can stay in the water and throw your Aether Blade at them, but they'll shoot balls of energy out of their mouths which do a lot of damage, so make sure you keep swimming around. Going on land might get you surrounded, so it's best to not do that. When I did this I actually killed 2 manglers, and then I think I only killed 2 mimics and then the reward rift showed up for me, but it seems like a lot of people are insistent that you have to kill 5 mimics with the Aether Blade. Like I said though, it's definitely glitched, so you just have to keep trying this one. One thing I can confirm though is that you can shoot them to lower their health first, and then you just need to use the Aether Blade to kill them. Once you've done it, a reward rift will open up and inside should be an Echoes of Locked Diary. Step 4 requires you to get the Echoes of Giraffe toy, which you get from using a finishing move on a mercenary whilst wearing a disguise. Now, a disguise in zombies can only be used by activating the Sergeant's Beret schematic. This is by far the most annoying one because if at any point you mess this up, the disguise is broken and you won't be able to do it anymore. I found the best method for this is to sneak up to mercenaries in a mercenary camp, put your disguise on whilst you're behind cover, and then slowly walk up to any mercenary that you see first, preferably not an armoured one though. Hold down whatever your button is to use a melee attack and you should start a finishing move on them. Once you've completed it, a reward rift will open up and the Echoes of Giraffe toy will be inside. If you don't have a Sergeant's Beret to hand, you can unlock the schematic by going into the Season 3 Dark Aether, which is accessed from this portal in the garden/castle ruins area of the west side of the Tier 3 zone. So now you should have 4 items. You should have your Mr. Peaks toy, which should be a yellow ultra item, and then you should have 3 epic versions of the Echoes of Drum, Lock Diary and Giraffe toy. You'll need to turn those 3 items into ultra versions though. First up is the drum. So head to the monument in the Tier 2 zone, which is next to the City Hall looking building. Jump up onto the top ledge where a zombie body is hanging over and you should see a meteorite with a weird static sound coming out of it. Interact with it to offer your unattuned relic and you'll see lots of zombies and special zombies spawning around you. What you need to do here is interact with the 4 pillars around the monument and collect an ammo mod from each one to add it to your gun. Then you need to kill the zombie that correlates to the ammo mod that you picked up. So for example, there was a zombie with green smoke around them, so that meant I needed to find the brain rot ammo mod from one of the pillars, and then use that on my gun to then kill the zombie. It seems to be random with which zombie will spawn in with what variant of ammo mod that you need. I think I had to kill 2 zombies with brain rot and then 2 zombies with cryo freeze, but you just need to try this and see what works. If you're struggling to find which ammo mod you need, just pick out any of them and just try and kill the zombies with it. And if it doesn't work, head to another pillar and pick up another ammo mod instead. You'll still be able to kill all of the other zombies with any ammo mod you want, so just make sure that you thin the herd out first to make it easier on yourself, so you can focus on the special ammo mod zombies that you actually do need to kill. Once you're done, a reward rift will open up with the Ultra Echoes of Drum item inside. Second on the list is the Lock Diary. Lots of people are struggling with this, but if you've practiced dolphin diving into parachuting in Warzone, this is actually quite easy. What you need to do is head over to the large eagle statue near the Legacy Fortress, and underneath it you should see a small V-shaped ledge that you can jump into. Once you climb up, you'll see a zombie body and another meteorite. If you interact with the meteorite to offer the unattuned relic, it will give you a can of PhD Flopper. If you already have the PhD Flopper perk active, then you can either leave the perk on the ground or you can store it in your bag for another game. Head to the front of the eagle and you should see an orange ether rift in front of you. So if you walk through it, you'll get teleported to the top of the reactor at the power plant. And what you need to do here is dive off the side of the reactor and land on the blue shipping container directly below that has an eagle painted on it. Now as you can see, you don't actually need to land on the container, you can just land near it. It seems as though the PhD Flopper blast radius just needs to do a certain amount of damage to the container for it to register properly. If you miss or you land on it but it doesn't seem to work, look at the reactor building and there should be an orange rift at the bottom of it that will let you teleport back up to the top for another go. Now don't panic if you're struggling with this, just make sure that you're lined up with the container and you get a good run off the edge. Once you've done it correctly, a reward rift will open up with an ultra version of the Echoes of Lock Diary item. The third and final item is the Giraffe toy, and this is by far the hardest thing to get, and I'm convinced that when I did this was glitched. Head over to the small courtyard with the 2 buildings inside the Tier 3 zone. There should be a destroyed white van with a meteorite in the back with a zombie body. Interact with the meteorite to offer the unattuned relic, and elite zombies will start to spawn in. You should have to fight a couple of elite bosses, and the final boss will be an Ultra Disciple, just like out of the Season 3 Dark Aether boss fight. Now for me, I'm absolutely convinced that this glitched because I couldn't damage the Disciple regardless of what I was doing. I used 3 Juggernauts throughout this process, and the only thing that helped was another team turned up trying to do the exact same process for one of their relics. Without them, I would absolutely have failed this by myself. Once the Disciple has finally been killed, a reward rift should open up and you'll have an ultra version of the Echoes of Giraffe toy. Now you should have all 4 ultra items, if you did it in the same order as me that is. Once you have all 4 items with you, you're ready to open the portal, and the last stage is not too bad, so don't panic, the hard bit is over now. Head over to the small dome building where the new portals are, and head to the fountain in the middle of the courtyard, and you should see 4 small pedestals. Look at the small icon on the front to see which item to place where. Interact with each pedestal, placing the correct item inside it, and if you've done it correctly, they should all light up, and then a large portal will appear in front of you. After a second or two, a mega abomination will appear and release loads of ratchlings that will rush you. If you're not familiar with killing mega abominations, you just need to shoot the mouths and make sure to focus on the front of it. It's most vulnerable when it's doing its special attack, which is when it fires lasers from its mouth. Once you've killed the mega abomination, a reward rift will open up with a regular sigil inside. Congratulations! Once you've got the sigil, the Easter egg is complete. You don't need to go through the portal at this stage if you don't want to. You can save it for another game. However, if you do want to go through to the Dark Aether, place your sigil on the front of the portal and confirm that you want to fast travel to the Dark Aether. You'll then get teleported through to it, and this is where you can complete several special contracts and try and even fight the final boss called the Entity's Echo, which will reward you with a special blueprint. But that's for another video another day. And that's it, that's the final Dark Aether Easter egg completed. Please make sure to leave a like if you've enjoyed this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel because I'm super close to 2,000 subscribers and I really do appreciate all of your support. Now that you're done, you can check out this video where you can get a free Scorcher and a set of Ethereum crystals every single time you head into the new Dark Aether story mission. Bye bye!